If you want to see me swatch this e.l.f. palette called the Haute Chocolate Spice palette, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène and welcome back, or if it's your first time here, welcome to HMM Makeup or Makeup. I am excited to bring you this palette. It is the second of two e.l.f. palettes that I have in my collection. And I have to say, sheepishly, I have had them for a year. I wanted to do a full focus on e.l.f. and then it just got parked because there were these other things I was doing. I'm sure it happens to a lot of folks. We have the best intentions and sometimes we don't follow through. So I am now going to be swatching this palette, although it's not really all that available anymore as far as I know. I am, by the way, wearing this palette today. I have a mixture of, let's just go here. I have this one in the crease, outer lid, outer, lower lash line. So outer crease, outer lid, lower lash line on my upper lid, and then all the way on my lower lash line. I have this one on the inner to 2/3 of the lid. I think you can see that. And I have a mixture of these two on the brow bone and then this one on the inner corner. So that is what I'm wearing today. And I really like this look. I think it's quite flattering and definitely kind of my cup of tea, and also it does work pretty well with my green eyes as well. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now, I did not film this look, and that is because there has been a poll out on this channel to know how many videos per week or so that I should be looking to create. And the funny thing is, I had folks telling me keep it as is, which is a video per day, and other folks kind of going go for three per day. And I think I'm going to go in the 4 to 5 per week range so that I'm not doing daily videos and I'm not going as low as 3. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle. I'm going to play Goldilocks, going between the two preferred options, and that's what I'm going to go for. And so instead of filming this look, all I'm going to do today is film the swatches. Now, I have not swatched this palette on my own at all. I just checked out 2 colors. Is it 2 or just 1? I think it was just 1. I checked this one out because I was kind of curious about what the heck it was. And it was pretty much as I expected it would be, but it just, sometimes when you have kind of a matte with some glitter in it, it's hard to know exactly how it's going to translate to the eye, so I wanted to dig my finger into it. But a lot of mattes in this palette, which is kind of nice. It looks like a balance of about half mattes, half shimmers, so that's okay. And let's swatch. Now, I did do swatches of the Sugar palette that is similar to this, and I will put that video right there. And I also did a look with that one as well. And let's do the same thing. I'm going to use this forearm. I'm going to do all of the, was it 15? Yeah, 15 swatches on the one arm. And let's take a look at what the palette delivers at the end of the swatches. I do find swatches give a little bit more of the personality of the shadow as opposed to just looking at the pans. So I think it is a worthwhile effort. I'm going to do all, all 4 fingers every single time. So 15, there are going to be almost 4 passes. And I will double swatch to make sure that you and I both can have a good idea of what the swatch would look like at full saturation on the eye, kind of like the 2 that I have on the eye right now, as far as on the lid. All right, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to start swatching. So I'm going to do these first 4 up here. All right, let's see how it goes. Now, this light gold color I thought was really nice as a highlight, and just kind of toned down a little bit with the ecru kind of cream color next to it. So those are the first 4. That is pretty, isn't it? Okay, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that is such a pretty color. And this definitely beige, definitely getting lost in my skin tone, but that's all right. especially in the middle of winter. Gosh, we have such bad weather right now. We're toying with minus 35-ish weather. There are the first 4. And the fingers, I'm going to double swatch. Look at that one. We're dealing with such bad weather. It is so hard to go outside. I am wearing a balaclava to give you an idea of how cold it is. And it feels like there's that kind of wind chill factor. It feels like minus 42 Celsius. Now, I don't know Fahrenheit. For my American friends, I do not know Fahrenheit. So you may want to look that up. But it's stinking cold is the definition. Okay, that built up nicely. Now let's take a look at that burnt orange. I like that burnt orange as a liner on the lower lash line. Here it is. I'm not crazy about burnt orange overall, but I could see that on the lower lash line. Look, it's got quite a bit of oomph, doesn't it? Okay, so that is the first 4 swatches. Okay, we've got kind of a beige, we've got a little bit of a deeper brown than the beige. We have a powerful yellow matte. These are all mattes that I'm swatching so far, and then 1 shimmer, which is kind of between a rose gold and a copper, I think. Oh, it might be copper. Let's see. Let's see what we have here. So kind of a beigey brown. Then slightly deeper, which is going to be the first one on the second row here. Then we've got that yellow matte. And then finally that coppery color. That is the first pass, and of course the fingers. I find the fingers are helpful to get a feel of how it might look like on the eye because it's rounder than just a forearm. So let's go back into all of those colors. The yellow is a little bit gritty, just for some information there. So let's see how these build up. I am a fan of yellow, so let's see how this is working out. I could see myself put that in the crease. And that coppery color. Okay, hopefully it wasn't too low for you. I'm trying to see what I'm doing in the mirror underneath the camera. And sometimes it means my arm goes low, 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 low. Okay, I will reserve judgment. Let's just do this, and I'm going to wipe my fingers and go for the third set. And we have 7 to go. 7 to go. Actually, I think that copper color is going to look really great with the green that I have on. Inner to 2/3 of the lid. They're going to be side by side, so we can take a look at what that looks like. So I didn't show you last time, I don't think. So now we're going to go, we finished with this one, we're going to go with these 2 and these 2. I do like the 2 colors that I picked, the 2 primary colors that I picked for this look. I think they are beautiful. It's these 2 right here that I use the most of. All right, so we're going to put that green right close to the copper. Between an olive green and a gold. And then pair it up with this deeper chocolate. It's kind of on the cooler tone, isn't it? And then we have this kind of mustardy yellow, which that would have looked really nice in the crease. And this pinky is going to show purple. Yeah, if you want to do a bit of a grungy look, those would be 2 that would be good to start with. Oh, I really like this pairing. Look at these 4, they look so good. Oh my goodness. All right, let me swatch again. Of course, I'm biased because 2 of those 4 colors I decided to use today. Here we go. Gosh, I like this one so much. And then brown. Oh boy, it builds up nicely. effortless. Mustard yellow, and then this beautiful aubergine or aubergine color. That is very pretty. Very nice. Okay, this color story is really coming together with some additional colors. Yeah, gosh, those are all so nice. I really want to dabble in these two now. They look really great. Really, really great. Now, I enjoyed the first look I came up with the sugar, and I'm really enjoying so far the look I came up with the spice, using the spice. And I mean, I guess I have to see how they go, how they do over the rest of the day. But if last palette is any indication, I don't think I'll have any problems. Okay, we have 3 left. We have these 3, and then we're done. The only thing that I would say, and I did say it in the other video, is I do find these pans are kind of small, especially if you want to use your fingers. They're a little bit small. Okay, so we have kind of a beigey shimmer. Oh, beigey peach shimmer. Now this other one I was really interested in. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice. And that sparkly black that I was telling you about earlier that I put my fingers in because I was curious about it. This is kind of a neat one. Okay, we have just enough room. Okay, so that is definitely kind of a beigey shimmer. It's a hint of peach. That is pretty too, and that would look really great again with that color that I used today. Don't want to make a mistake. And then the last color, that black with some sparkle in it. Would definitely not be my favorite. So let's do a second swatch of these. It doesn't take too much to pick up on the finger though. I just go back and forth a couple times and that's it. The mattes pick up quite nicely. And then the black. Now, in here, what am I seeing? I like the browns that they decided to go with. You know what? I want to just redo this one. It just doesn't feel like it has enough presence for me to decide what I think. Okay, that's a bit better. All right. Oh, you know what? That was the pinky. That's probably why I think it's not strong enough. I do appreciate that they didn't go with all of the same expected shimmers that there would be. I mean, there's kind of a rosy peach one, there's a golden olive one, a fiery copper, a deeper rose, and a very light gold. But I don't think that, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5 is overpowering in the palette. It does leave room for the palette to have its own identity. And I think that the pop of orange and the pop of yellow is what really makes it characteristically spicy. Because if we take away, I don't know if I can do this, if we take away those couple, it really turns more into a plummy brown palette. So I'm trying to hide this one too. It's almost like the oranges are a little bit of a distraction. Yeah, that's just what it feels like to me. I don't quite know why the oranges were so prominent. I don't know that the oranges and the pink and purple go all that much together. But do you have an array of colors? Sure, you can do a very autumnal look. You can do a very kind of opposites attract look with the purple and the yellow. I think that you can definitely leverage the purples and the pinks and do some very pretty soft looks. And then with the oranges, you can do a little bit of an edgier look if you want. Orange and yellow, obviously, for a fiery look. You could get away with that. So there is a chance to do office appropriate looks, there's a chance to do edgy looks, and there's a chance to do romantic looks as well. So I think that this could be a single go-to palette for example, for having a palette on the go, especially given, I think it was between $5 and $10. It was really, really cheap, depending on how much, you know, if you got it on sale or not. So I can't fault the palette for, or e.l.f. for that matter, for having chosen this color story. I don't think it's a bad color story. I do think that the orange and yellow might throw a few people off. That's just my opinion. As far as my purposes, I do think that I will think of this palette for the greens for sure. So these two I will think of. I do like the browns that they included. I don't mind those mattes at all. And I'll also be thinking of this trio. So the pinky and purpley options that come with the palette. That's my take on the palette. I don't mind the color story overall. For the price, it's amazing. And based on my look today and based on my experience with the sugar equivalent to this palette, I wouldn't have any reservations in suggesting that this is an okay palette to pick up. Of course, everyone wants to check their collection and make sure that this isn't completely redundant with your collection. If it is, why add the palette to your collection unless you're excited about it like crazy? That would be just the way I think. And of course, part of the reason it is so inexpensive, the pans are small and there's no mirror. And it's e.l.f. e.l.f. is always quite affordable. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think of the swatches. I would love to hear your thoughts. Obviously, that is part of the fun of YouTube. We can interact in the comments. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. But for now, take care.